Hello and welcome to Experiment Lab, the daily show with JK. I'm JK, your host, and I'm joined by Amar, co-host. Hi Amar, good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, TK. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And I think right on time, Iftikhar joined,
Yeah.
and Nate as well. So Iftikhar is trying to play around and be smart, changing his attire and wearing different caps, including cowboy. He was a cowboy yesterday. Now, probably, I don't know whether he's a Trump supporter now. It looks
No, no,
like.
no. It's not Trump supported. My neighbor, she's working in an European company. So she used to have a meeting, and I mean, half yearly meeting. So last meeting was done in Istanbul. So she bought it from there for me. And so just wearing it.
No worries. The minute I said like Trump, he just was rushing. Like, no, no, I am not a Trump supporter. What about you, Nate?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Yeah, we are good. So you are trying to match up with Nate Milton. So always trying to join back like after 2 minutes. So that's fine. So we were just having some chit chat, having fun. Let me bring in that I wanted to have a different intro music. Maybe I don't know if that is going to work out for us, but just a brief. This is a member only channel. So as a host, I'm just giving an update to all those who are watching this channel. Join this channel, get access to membership perks. There are different membership levels, which again, you will enjoy having those things. So that being said, like I wanted to have this license-free music for our intros. Well, did you guys hear the background music?
No.
No? Oh, uh, my goodness. Okay, this was like I played it on the YouTube. It's a creator music free version. So I always enjoy this music and tone in YouTube shorts. I thought like maybe I can play that out. But anyway, we'll figure that out. And once we have that on our videos, we will play that out. So what do we got, guys? What do we talk today?
Is the next festival is coming in US. Easter? Halloween?
Okay,
What?
you are impacted by the Juneteenth, so so you wanted to focus on the next one. It's July 4th. July 4th is the main season, and it's just everybody goes around because it is also summer and they have fun,
Yeah.
vacation, travel, all those things happens, and a lot of firecrackers. We have time to discuss about those things. So let's find some truth. I did some digging, some research on what's happening in terms of the experiment that we are doing, as well as like how to approach this, right? So a lot of YouTubers are there who are talking about this H1B funda and all the trouble, as well as uh, I don't know how to say that, like how to make money out of it, right? How to make this work, right, as a business. There is a guy, his profile itself says like the H1B guy. He gives tips and tricks and how to, maybe I'm not sure, I haven't gone through fully, how to get around and get the H1B, or maybe I'm not getting the right words, maybe fool around in that and get benefited out of it. That's the whole idea. I am not sure, but maybe we'll try to reach out and get them on our show. That way, like, we'll have some more interesting conversations and fun. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Agree.
And a few other research that I did was like in terms of talking to the people who are in the agency, right? So in terms of in Department of Labor or the Department of Justice, trial attorneys are there. Maybe reaching out to them or calling them out during the show. I don't know whether it'll be a good idea, but to understand, like, if there is a violation happening, right? And if we report that, so will there be any action taken by them, or how do they see that? That is also I just wanted to explore as part of our next stage in our experiment, because we just set up profiles and doing this and trying to uh, expose the recruitment industry alone, right? What they are doing, uh, how they are doing, how they are violating. Uh, I don't know whether it is a basic human right, but in terms of when you talk about getting a job, you are in desperate need. I am quoting what Nate mentioned before, right? Desperate need makes desperate measures, or whatever that is, right? So people do anything crazy, right? And if they are comfortable and they don't need money, then they will start preaching the morality, right? Oh, I just watched, maybe I can show that shots, even if it is going to be a violation. I don't care. So we are not trying to monetize this because it is already monetized through the membership platform. So we will look into that, right? So it was like Elon Musk shots, right? I don't know whether you guys watched this. Working from home is morally wrong. He was talking on that shots, right? Do you guys want me to share that, or we can just go ahead and talk about it?
Let's go through that video just for a while.
Okay, I need to share it then. Oh, I didn't share the sound. That file I didn't go through it last time. Tell me if you guys are able to hear the sound. What
No.
sound is
No.
there, right?
Could not hear.
Well, maybe I'll share with you guys. Any one of you try to share or play it out. That way, it's not a big deal.
Sure.
Let me see if it is okay.
The fake Marie Antoinette quote, "Let them eat cake." It's like really, you're going to work from home and you're going to make everyone else who made your car come work in the factory. You're going to make the people who make your food that gets delivered, that they can't work from home. The
Yes,
people that
can
come
hear.
fix your house, they can't work from home, but you can. Does that seem morally right? That's messed up.
You see it as a moral issue?
Yes.
I mean, I see it more as
And
just
it's a productivity issue, but it's
Yeah.
also a moral issue. People should get off the goddamn moral high horse with the work from home bullshit. Because they're asking everyone else to not work from home while they do. The laptop class is living in La La Land. I'm a big believer that people are more productive when they're in person. Look, there are some exceptions, but I kind of think that the whole notion of work from home is a bit like the fake Marie Antoinette quote, "Let them eat cake." It's like really, you're going to work from home and you're going to make everyone else who made your car come work in the factory. You're going to make the people who make your food that gets delivered, that they can't work from home. The people that come fix your house, they can't work from home, but you can. Does that seem morally right? That's messed up.
You see it as a moral issue?
Yes.
I mean, I see it more as
And
just
it's a productivity issue, but it's
Yeah.
also a moral issue. People should get off the goddamn moral high horse with the work from home bullshit. Because they're asking everyone else to not work from home while they do. The laptop class is living in La La Land. I'm a big believer.
How old is that clip?
I think it is recent, couple of weeks before, if I'm not wrong.
I'm surprised. I would like to hear a little more of the context of why he's even saying that. Because it's really obvious that people being able to work from home benefits the person who has to work from home. And for many companies, it saves them money on commercial real estate, like doing rent. And some offices that will have shared desks for hybrid models. And some offices, for some companies, they were able to not have an office anymore. I've heard Elon Musk talk about how he thinks that this financial crisis, part of the reason that it's going to get worse over the next couple of years, is due to the commercial real estate market, because a lot of the banks for a really long time, like commercial real estate was one of the most safe investments you could make. And banks use that to their advantage for decades. Maybe you could even say hundreds of years. And now that there's a big push for work from home, all of a sudden these banks have a lot of assets that are not stable. There's a lot of empty commercial real estate, and there's a lot of office buildings and stuff that are actually just empty because the workforce is evolving to a hybrid model and a work from home model for a lot of industries. So when the banks are in trouble with a lot of unstable assets and a lot of assets that are really rapidly depreciating or that need to be converted into something else, it puts a lot of pressure on the economy. So, I mean, from that standpoint, like, yeah, obviously that's a good point, but it's inevitable. Eventually,
Yes.
we're going to have to transfer that. The society is going to have to adapt.
See, whenever any mechanical or physical work is involved, obviously in that case, the going office the statement is, I mean, correct. But in terms of IT work, wherein, I mean, the same work can be done from home or anywhere. In that case, working from home culture, that is fine. In banking also, wherein any interaction is required for, I mean, for retail users or customers. So in that situation, or the working from office culture, that is fine. But there have been several jobs in banking also, wherein the user interaction is not required. That work can be done from home as well.
Exactly. And without working from home being a possibility, would we be doing this right now? I don't think so.
In fact, that will save money.
See, absolutely right. Again, here in terms of what he was saying it in the context, and to Nate, your point on bringing this up, right? It's always the rich people who are trying to preach, and it is for the banks and the businesses, you are taking the stand, right? When there was a pandemic, what was the reason, right? Everybody said, like, go and stay home. And now you are relating it to moral high ground. What the fuck is this, man, right? Just because like somebody has to go and work in person, why are you attacking people who have leverage and the benefit of working from home to save? Then what moral ground do you have, like owning so many companies and so many billions of dollars for your own alone? Why don't you share with others? Where is the morality over there? And he is talking about moral, right? That is the ridiculous thing. And I hate these billionaires when they come out and say these things. Shut the fuck and go and rob. That is what you are good at doing it. Keep doing that. Don't come and preach morality to others. I got pissed off when I saw the shots. That's why I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Elon Musk in the same space that I would put the other billionaires like Zuckerberg and what the dude from Amazon, what's his name again? Anyway,
Bezos, Jeff
been-
Bezos.
yes, Bezos. I've been following Musk for a long time, and this is the first time I've pretty much ever heard him say anything that was very clearly not logical. I think it would be, I would like to hear the rest of the context of the conversation that he's talking about. Because taking a 15-second clip, it's hard to understand. Is he talking about everyone? Or is he talking about people in a certain industry, or like, I don't know. I've supported Musk throughout the past several years. I think that he's in terms of the people in power, I think he's kind of the good guy. So I'm really surprised to hear him say something like that. If you look at Elon Musk, if you look at his history, he's been a risk taker for innovation. He spent 100% of his profits from X.com and PayPal to launch SpaceX. He actually drained all his money and had to borrow money from other people. That is because, and I've heard him talk about this in interviews, that is to fulfill the mission of getting human beings to be a multi-planetary race. So looking at it from this perspective, I don't think that he's just like a money-hungry, greedy, like evil corporate personality. So again, yeah, I'm like really surprised to hear him say that. And as a 10-second clip or 15-second, it's important to hear the context around it, because if you take a 10-second clip of anything any one of us has said and put it on the internet, you could get a lot of people to listen to it and be like, wow, that guy's an asshole. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, right, Nate? It's not that like it's a clickbait, right? So that making some controversy out of what anyone says, right? I'm not even going by whether he is good or bad and all, right? What you are saying, in what context was that, right? Even for that, to all that he does good, right? I'm not going to say like I don't care, right? Those visionary and breaking the mold and trying to innovate and bring in whatever he has done, right? In terms of Tesla, the electric car, and SpaceX, those are great things. But that doesn't mean that like you just sound like anybody else, right? Like Trump. Why do we hate Trump? The reason is the way he talks. The same thing, right? So you cannot. He was in a way, right? I don't know whether he was supporting it or the Twitter controversy that happened and all those things, right? On many other things, right? He just, for me, though I used to like him, but I started hating him like the way he started speaking. That is the problem, right? When you express things and it looks like you are like any other assholes, right? That is why like I just don't want to go with this billionaire, right? So you don't have to be a billionaire and say like, oh, I'm a good and I'm trying to do good. How is that logically workable? I'm still not able to understand that.
Sometimes I feel, I feel he like speaking like, Trump.
Yeah, Elon Musk is not, he's not one of the ones that's known for like lots of lavish vacations and stuff like that. He sleeps in his office very often. He's a workaholic, and I believe that he's made his message very clear about all of his companies, that it's for the progression of humanity, basically. Even if you look at the Boring Company with the tunnels to alleviate traffic and to allow it to essentially fix a problem that really needed to be fixed, and SpaceX to go to Mars, to establish a colony, Tesla to create electric vehicles. He made the plans for the Tesla car public, which is pretty groundbreaking considering that it's a for-profit company, to just let the plans of your flagship product, to just give them to the public so that other companies and competitors can develop the same product. I think that he's demonstrated in a lot of ways that he's doing good for humanity, whether he's bottling up a lot of the wealth and putting it in a lot of different areas of business instead of distributing it to the poor. I think this is a separate debate. I mean, if you take all of this massive wealth and you just give it to poor people, what is the long-term result of the economy of doing that? This is a totally separate thing. But anyway, he's a human being, and now I'm coming in the defense of billionaires here, so this is not easy to talk through, but
I was going to say that, right,
too.
Nate, you have become the devil's advocate now. Go ahead, right? Defend. And just now, how are you going to defend this, right? So Istikar shared this. Elon Musk confirms he has fired over 80% of Twitter employees so far, right? From 8,000.
Yeah, this one's easy though, because the model was broken. That they went in and they discovered they had thousands of unnecessary jobs, and he had just paid the valuation of the company was way more than it was supposed to be. And he went in and he was like, this is going to be a huge financial burden unless I cut these employees. Plus the culture of the company was toxic. It was all
Nate.
Finger pointing.
Nate, come on. Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest here, right? You don't have to blindly be his attorney or lawyer to defend him here, right? 8,000 people lost job. Why can't you use them productively? You are talking about helping people. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Right? You are a billionaire. You have so many companies. You played all the drama, right? Buying Twitter and then like backing off and saying like going to the court, and he was completely exposed in that, right? So it's not just about, right?
It's easy to say that, yeah, but if it was your company and you went in and you were like, all of these people's jobs doesn't need to be there.
Exactly my
And
point
if you thought
here.
the company,
Nate,
if you thought the
Nate,
company culture were people that were
yes,
not in
Nate,
line with what you wanted to do, you would fire them too.
yes, I totally understand, right? In terms of making profit, right? In terms of you are not a person who is willing to help people. That's my point here. He is not good in helping people, period. That's it. I'm not talking about like making profit. I didn't go like to, who asked you to go and buy Twitter? What is the logic in you in going for that, right? You wanted to have a free speech, right? As such, you are propagating that, like that is what is happening over there in the corporate world. Come on, be honest, right? And then like you are bringing in a blue tick mark, making people to pay $8. What the fuck, man? Let's be honest here, right? Nate, don't come bullshitting with defense like the law. I hate to say that, right? He is a typical billionaire who's a fraud, right? Anyone who accumulates wealth for themselves and say that like I am trying to
Well,
help people and do
why do you
good,
keep,
I won't
why do you
accept
keep
that.
saying that he's accumulating the wealth for himself? That I don't agree with. And the other part that I don't agree with is you saying, why would he buy?
What is he
Make more
living like
profit.
a Mahatma? Is
He-
he living like Mahatma or Nelson Mandela? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't understand. Look, I think if you
He is
listen to
not
what he
for
said, the
poor.
reason,
He is not for poor. That's it, right? He is a rich man's guy. He has his own dreams and he wants to achieve those things. And he wants to control people just like every other power hungry people. That's it. That's all I see in him. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not about right or wrong, right? Any billionaire, anyone, even millionaires, why do you need so much wealth for yourself?
If you look into the bigger picture, I mean, in a wider picture, if you're charging for a X amount of money for blue tick, around the world, think about how many users they have and they need blue tick. So think about it, how much money he is earning just because of that blue tick. It's a very simple phenomenon.
It backfired and he just took it off, right?
I think as a person, as a social worker, Bill Gates is better than Elon Musk,
Oh
as I
boy.
know.
Oh boy. Amar, like don't start on Bill Gates. Like I will go on ranting. Like we can look into that for hours and hours and we can talk about it. One simple statement.
Twitter was full of bots. It was full of bots. It was broken.
Well, I
It
can
was
talk
screwed
on
up.
Bill Gates, how he started his journey into the Windows world. So what I heard about it, that the security part, when he started Windows XP, it is one of the success version of Windows he started in his career, not career, in the business life. The window has given him ample of success, and the security part, the anti technology, the security part, it was stolen from Novel NetWare. Previously, Novel NetWare was an operating system. Primarily, it was used for administration or server. So the security was stolen from them, and he introduced in Windows XP an anti. So since then, his success journey started, and this is now you can see where he is.
Yeah, let's jump back to Twitter for 1 second here. It was full of bots. The company, the platform was all screwed up. People were not doing their jobs on it. And it was the place where you go to call people out to try to destroy their careers. It was toxic as heck. It was all screwed up. Elon Musk, if you listen to the interviews, he bought Twitter because he's loved Twitter and he's been using it for a really long time. He saw that it was all screwed up and broken. He realized I could just buy it and fix it, and that's what he did.
And did he fix it?
You can reframe everything that he's doing as being for a profit for himself, but it's very clear if you really look into his lifestyle and what he's doing with his businesses that he's not like that. You have to dig a little deeper and check out the life that he's living. He's a workaholic.
Yes.
He spends the night in the office all the time.
Yeah, Nate.
He's been very vocal about.
I totally get that, right? I totally get that, right? Even Bill Gates said that, right? Even in his recent interview, he writes his blog, and
If you want to talk about evil, if you want to talk about an evil billionaire, talk about Bill Gates.
No, he not just evil, right? I go by this one standard quote, right? It might sound like philosophical, but every billionaire, every millionaire, anyone who accumulates wealth more than what is required for them, they are all bad, including me, right? I'm saying, like, if I am accumulating more wealth than what is required for me, I'm a bad person. That's it. End of the story. That is my statement.
That's not the end of the story.
No, wait. Hold on.
That's your opinion. That's fine. We can agree to disagree.
Yes, yeah.
Can't just
totally,
say
right? I'm not saying like
everyone who's the stock of your company goes a multiple of 100 in a year. Does that make you evil? It means people believe in your company and they want to invest in it. And if the money stays in your company and you're not just withdrawing it and putting in your bank account, then exactly how does that make you evil?
No, that's exactly my question here. Once again, like, I think I just need to stop this call keep coming in. Let's take it later on. The experiment is more screwed up now. Okay, so again, right? Maybe you have a different viewpoint on Bill Gates, right? Some people even say that like he's evil and he's very cunning person. Right, from his own statement, right? I'm just quoting this, right? He felt bad like for being workaholic and being an asshole. Even Steve Jobs was like that. But they all created some excellent company, right? A very wealthy company. Like when you take in terms of even some of the biggest nations are not even that $1 trillion worth companies, right? He built those things. So those are like considered to be great achievements, but that doesn't give them rights to treat other human beings in a demeaning way when they were starting their career or running their businesses, when they were being workaholic and trying to be like more productive and making people miserable around them. And now even Bill Gates mentions that, right? So he spent a lot of time not with his family, that he regrets now, and he feels bad for that. And we all know that, right? What turned out in his personal life, right? How miserable he ended up, right? Not just with his wife, but with his kids and everything, right? That's a personal story, right? People don't care about it personally, whatever you are, right? In a public image, how they build that image is what matters. That's what I'm saying, right? Everybody has a dual personality or multiple personality disorder over there, right? They just fake some image to the public as a billionaire, and in a personal life they can be any shitty person. Is that what you are saying? What are we trying to solve here? How do we progress?
You asked me a question. What I'm saying is Well, first of all, a billionaire is not defined by the amount of, it's by the amount of money they have sitting in the bank. It goes by their assets as well. It goes by all of their assets, all their cash, all the property they own, everything. So that includes things like his stock in Tesla, which being his company, I mean, that's just, he's the owner of the company. So when you include, when Tesla stock goes through the roof because people see that it's delivering value, and then all of a sudden he becomes the richest man in the world. It's not like he's been the richest man in the world for decades. It's just been a few years. And it was because Tesla stock exploded. That's how he became the richest man in the world. So how all of a sudden is this all about greed? People believe in his product. They invested in his company because they believe his company will succeed. And the money was there in Tesla stock. He sold some Tesla stock to buy Twitter. And because he believed that Twitter was broken and that he was going to improve it, to give free speech to people instead of it being a place where everyone gangs up on you and accuses you of something where there's no evidence so they can destroy your career. Instead of having a world where people are living in fear and they're afraid to speak their minds because they might get called out on Twitter, he believed in a solution where if you encourage free speech to everybody, then we won't have this fear of being accused because you spoke your mind. Everyone has to live in fear of their friends and family now because
yes. Coming to that point, right. Coming to that point, Nate. So you're mixing up everything over there, right?
it's all related.
Yeah,
It's all related. That's what it's about.
Exactly, right. That is why, like, I brought that up, right, in terms of Bill Gates, right? So in your personal life, you cannot be a good person for your own one-to-one relationship itself. I don't trust that person.
Who said that he's not a good person? What is it that, how is it that you know that he's not a good person? Because a 10-second clip went on YouTube?
No,
and it was
I'm not
something you
talking
didn't agree
about
with?
that. Again, let's not talk about his personal life again. Everybody's personal life is shit, right? In
It's
terms
their
of
own
rich
business.
people. Yes, it is
Whatever's
their
going-
own business. Yes, exactly, right? For whatever reason, whether for political reason or any other thing, right? You are not running a non-profit. You are not taking over Twitter for a mission, right? The clear agenda here, right? I am telling you that, right? You are saying that like you alone are genius and you alone are talented, and all those people who are working in Twitter are shit people. They don't have any qualification. They don't do any job. Is that what you are saying? So they have been hired through a let me finish it, right? They have been hired through a strenuous process, and they oversmarted many people, and they got the job, and they have been doing the job there, and it has become a toxic company for some reason or the other. We don't know that, right? I'm not getting into it. And those who have been fired, you think like they are going to be beggars and they won't have life? They are definitely, they are having another job somewhere else, right? They are screwing around somewhere else. The point I am trying to make, right? You are taking a stand that it is justified to fire people. What I am trying to say is, how do we work with people to solve problems, right? How do we build relationship? How do we make a person who is not even working to work, make them realize that like they are coming for a job and they have to do a job? Building a company, right? You are talking about going to multiplanetary species and to fly to Mars, and you don't even give a shit about people here. And what kind of person you are? Come on, Nate.
I just don't agree. Let's just agree to disagree. It was a toxic company. It was the most toxic company in the world. Most toxic.
Every other company, you name anywhere you go, right? The more people they are, it is going to be toxic.
Yeah. So if the staff,
then what is the solution?
staff,
What is the solution?
in what way do you think that he selected the people who are leaving? Do you think that he just did it at random and he was like, all of those, let's just do a paper and let's just do all the names? I'm
That's
sure that there was
exactly
an
my point.
evaluation process.
Yes,
He
yes,
looked at
that is,
what was the
yes,
information that was there and he was
yes,
like, this one does
that
not align what we want to do. Get them out. This one does align with what we want to do. They can stay. This one doesn't align with what we want to do. You don't want to inherit a company that's already toxic. You
exactly,
have to go
right?
through a system
Yeah.
of
Yes, Nate,
turning it
I
into
totally
what you want it to be. You
see,
can just
I
say,
totally
"Cut the whole thing and like it's broken, I'll just keep everyone."
okay, it's just going between you and me right now, so we can take this offline as well. What I am trying to understand from you, right? He didn't fire individually, right? He didn't evaluated everyone on his own, right? He trusted some of the people, maybe from his gut feel, or he wanted to work with some people, selected them to do that job, right? He didn't fire individually every one of them. Do you agree on that? As a CEO, he has a broader umbrella, right? To view certain things, right? He cannot decide everything, right? Let's not bullshit on that. People assume that like, oh, everybody is done by him and he is the one who does that. No, I am not blaming for everything, right? So he can make mistakes, that's all. And he can think that like, oh, I made a decision, okay, let's implement it, give it to others, reduce the staff, cut down, be productive. He can give those instructions at an executive level. He is not going to follow through and see like who is getting fired. Do you agree or not?
I don't agree at all. I'm
That is
completely in this.
that is the whole point, right? That is the whole point of our experiment, right? What you are right now even involved in, right? By faking, how do we get job in all these $1 billion, right? Including Apple's,
In a free
every
market
other damn
economy,
thing, that how we are able to get into it. You
yes,
tell me, you
I
think like
understand. I
everybody is
understand
like
your
working
side.
smart?
I understand your side, but you cannot put those type of restrictions in a free market economy. That's what makes America America. That's why it's been the most powerful country in the world for so long, is because it was a free market economy. And you have to give these companies the freedom to really just do what they want. If they want to fire everyone, you have to allow them to do that. Because in a free market economy, it has to be malleable, it has to be flexible. And if you try to stop them from shaping the company into what they want to shape it into, then it's not a free market economy anymore. This is what's at risk with these type of conversations. If you're saying, let's not make it a free market economy, let's force Elon Musk to keep everyone on staff, keep them on salary, even though they're not doing their jobs. And then at least they'll have stable jobs. This 8,000 will have stable jobs. But what's really at risk is tearing down the idea of a free market economy, which is why all these businesses and huge corporations are based in the United States, is how they started there, is because it is the highest form of capitalism. And the farther you get away from that, the more restrictions you have, and really, I mean, the less freedom these companies are going to have. And the result of that, basically, the opposite end of that is communism, where it's not a free market economy at all. It's manipulated by the government, and no one really knows what's going on because they're not allowed to have the information to even understand it. Like if you look at China, or if you want to go back and look at the former Soviet Union, people have to stand in line for rations for hours. I know that's an extreme take, but in defense of free market economy, he should be able to do what he wants, whether people don't like it or not, especially if the staff is all toxic.
Absolutely. We have come to the right point of discussion. We'll carry this forward and debate more in the coming days. Hopefully you guys agree to it. Iftikhar and Amar, shall we wrap up? We exceeded today. All right. Yes, that's wonderful, Nate. Thank you again. Bye for now.